Hello everyone, this is Akhier, and we've got another 7-day roguelike to review, though this one's less than 7 days. Objective: avoid the enemies to get the red orb and proceed to the exit on the lower right corner. Enemies are J, Q, K, and A. They do damage 1, 2, 3, and 4 respectively. Enemies will follow you if the path is free, and if they're close to you, you will get damage. You can attack the enemies walking towards them. They only have 1 HP, so you have to attack only once. Windows title shows the health, which is why we have the title up in the first place. Use arrow keys to move. F1 anytime to see help. F4 toggles full screen, and F9 screenshot. I'm not using full screen just because my full screen is bigger than 720p, so that's a thing. Apparently, the person that made this was originally planning more time, but ended up only having very little actual time to program it. So, it's a bit of a thing. But for the amount of time he spent on it, this is a respectable outcome. Though, you'll note, yeah, that finished right there. Boop, boop, boop. And I'll show you what happens when you lose. Get out of there, mouse. There we go. Yep, you die. Game will restart. So yeah, this is the game. Oop, I died. You do have to think somewhat. It's not insta-win. Since it's random, you could get some pretty annoying... I don't know if it's possible to get into a situation where you can't win. Quite possibly. Yep. There we go, I died. Died. Yep. And here we go. Yes, it is possible to get in a situation where you cannot win. Oh, wait, you can go diagonal. Never mind. Interesting. And yes, being diagonal does damage you. Alright, that's good to know. Interesting. I'm not actually pressing towards them when they're dying there. I'm literally just doing the diagonal thing. So it looks like there's a bit of oh, there's a thing. Oop. Yeah, didn't mean to do that. Is it an accidental death? I definitely prefer numpad for something like this, just because it's irritating to do the diagonal. There we go. And we can win with this. Yay! There we go. Anyway, since we're here, let's see. This is the blurb for it on the site. Just tried to do a 7-day roguelike without a proper plan and almost failed. In the end, I will just finished a very, very basic game created using Game Maker. Just one room with random placement for walls and monsters. Objective is to avoid them and follow you everywhere. Take the red orb and proceed to exit on the corner. I only had 14 to 16 hours to work on it. So, seeing as, yeah, that's the work of 14 to 16 hours, that's actually pretty reasonable. Especially depending on what they had, or he had to start with. I'm guessing it's a singular person. Still doesn't change how I have to score it. So, well, I guess the good news is it gets a 2 on completeness. Because I saw some bugs in there where things were dying without me going towards it. But it's not crashing or anything. Good job there. Aesthetics. A 1 would be confusing colors, symbols, or graphics and incomprehensible controls. But a 2 is good colors and text icon choice, controls intuitive. I don't think it's either. It's just black and white with some red. The controls aren't necessarily intuitive as you can go diagonal. But it's not confusing. I'm going to go on the side of a 2, just because, well, I can't give a 1.5. We're not allowed to. Fun. Skip it. Sorry. Give it a 1. You just saw all of the game. So that's a thing. Innovation, gonna give it a 1. Hack slash whatever, there is no innovation. Scope, a 1. Literally says for 1 in the guide, not much more than a at on a map. And roguelikiness. Congratulations. It is in fact a roguelike. So that's a thing. I'm being really short with my answers, and that's mostly because I don't like giving bad reviews to something where they did try, and this person did try. In 12 to 14 hours, he managed to make something that was playable and didn't crash on us. That's pretty good, especially if he didn't have any good point to start with. Now, if he had started with libtcod and a bunch of other tools and graphic tiles or something, I'd be a little more skeptical, but I'm just going to take it at face value. He didn't have much time, and this is what he made. And for the amount of time he says he had, it's pretty decent. So I'll end it here. This is Akhier, and I'm signing off.